Since we humans are visually driven creatures, the impact of imagery only increases with the help of animation. Our eyes naturally pay attention to moving objects, and animation is like eye candy. Catchy and bright elements that call to action and help differentiate an app or website from its competitors. Recently, more and more designers are incorporating animation as a functional element that enhances the user's experience. Animation is no longer just for delight and has become one of the most important tools for successful interaction. However, animation in design can only enhance a user's experience if it's incorporated both at the right time as well as the right place. Good UI animations have a purpose. They are meaningful and functional. Animation brings interfaces to life, and in designs where the user is the prime focus, a user interface needs to be intuitive, responsive, and human. Implementing functional animation helps you achieve these goals. A good interaction animation provides feedback. Feedback makes you feel like you're interacting with real elements on the screen and demonstrates the results of this interaction. User interface elements, such as buttons and controls, should appear as real as possible, even if they are behind a layer of glass. Visual and motion cues can be used to bridge this gap by animating it in ways that look and feel as if the user is actually interacting with it. Visual feedback is also helpful when you need to inform the users about the results of an operation. Cases in which operations aren't done successfully, functional animation provides information about the problem in a fast and easy way. When it comes to teaching your users how to use your UI, you should provide a set of visual hints which convey what interactions are possible. This kind of functional animation drives a user's attention to the possible interactions. It can give the user a clue of what's about to happen, it can help them orientate themselves to a new interface, and it can tell users how they can and should interact with the elements on the screen. Navigational transitions are movements between states in an app, for instance from a high-level view to a detailed view. State changes often involve hard cuts by default, which make them difficult to follow. Functional animation eases users through these moments of change. It smoothly transports users between navigational contexts and explains the changes on the screen by creating visual connections between transition states. Functional animation helps the eye see where a new object comes from upon its reveal, and where the hidden object goes, and where it can be found again. It provides visual cues, making the interaction much easier to follow. There are dozens of apps that have the exact same features and accomplish the same tasks. They might all have a good user experience, but the ones that people love and remember offer something more than just a good user experience. They establish emotional engagement with their users. Brand animation is responsible for this engagement. It can be used as a marketing tool to support a company's brand values or highlight a product's strengths, and yet at the same time make user experience truly delightful and memorable. The approach might not be clearly user-centered, but has a functional purpose. In order to be successful, branding animation should support continuity of the experience. Attention to animations can convey an emotion and can make an experience feel crafted. Even a waiting indicator, if well animated, can truly create an enjoyable and unique experience. Animations should always serve a purpose. They should never just be done for animation's sake. When an animation does not fit a functional purpose, it can feel awkward or annoying, especially when it's slowing down a process that could be much faster without any animation. For example, this animated concept for a PayPal email receipt. It looks great, but at the same time, it's excessive and obstructs the app flow because it takes almost 4 seconds to see any of the transaction details. Remember to keep in mind that users come to sites or launch the apps for a purpose. We need to show them what they're there for in a short time frame. And that's why when deciding to use animations in your app, incorporate animations only when it has meaning and won't distract the user from successfully completing what they intended to do. So, in conclusion, identifying the places where animation has utility is only half of the story. If you're going to use animation in your designs, they should be built well, and that is only possible when an animation is a natural part of the design process. When done correctly, an animation can turn a digital product from a sequence of screens into a carefully choreographed, memorable experience.